What's going on, guys? Welcome back to 100% Chelsea, and this is your match build-up show for Dynamo Kiev versus Chelsea tomorrow, or later today when you're watching this. As you can see, I'm joined by Lewis. How you doing, mate?
Good. Actually, had a decent night's sleep for once.
I didn't at all. Fell asleep doing my assignment. It's brilliant. As you can probably tell, by the fact it's us two, Louis isn't here for the next week or so due to advice, from a doctor. He has taken about a week off due to stress from assignments and whatnot, and so for the next week or so for this game, for Wolves and for the other Kiev game, it's going to be us two, Cam, Jordan, the rest of the guys basically.
Yeah, you're stuck with us still.
Yeah. You got us tomorrow night instead of Louis, which is always fun. But as I said, it's our match build-up show for Kiev. How do you look forward to the game? I mean, it's the Europa League.
You just kind of hope the games are entertaining, to be honest, because let's be real, most of them are a little bit of a drag. I mean, let's be real, it's Dynamo Kiev. We should be beating them. What I would want to see is a mixture of a rotated side and a starting 11, because I want us to just run through them in the first leg and have an easy second leg, because next week we're going to be going away to Dynamo Kiev and then going straight from that away to Everton on the Sunday. So
it's on Saturday, I think, actually.
Everton?
Yeah.
No, Everton's because Europa League Thursday to Sundays.
Is it?
Yeah,
Is it Cardiff that's Saturday?
Both for Sundays, I think. But point still stands. They're coming from Kiev away, going straight to Everton away. So you're going to want to rotate the side for that game.
Yeah, exactly. And I think if you look at Everton as well, they're on a decent-ish run. I know they've had a couple of poor performances, but against Liverpool they were good.
Yeah.
But yeah, talking of rotation. Getting to Sarri, his comments made in the press conference. If you haven't seen it, it was him and David Luiz. I have it. Give me a second. The basic premise of Sarri's comments was just that there's no injury concerns. Everyone's fit, which is good to see. It means that hopefully, as you said, there should be some rotation. Should be a bit of change. Apart from that, the other main thing that was a bit surprising to hear was that he said that this group of players is not a tough group to manage. And they have to prove their mentality, he said that, but he said they're not a difficult group to manage, which is surprising seeing all we've seen over the past month or so.
Yeah, it's different to what he said in press conferences recently, but I think maybe things have changed or something. Like, if you're trying to find a way to analyse it, first thing you'll think is, these are a group of great players, they just don't understand the systems to the level that Sarri wants them to. Now I think maybe because of the way that we've improved over the last couple of games, he's saying that they're starting to understand more. Maybe I don't know.
No, I see what you mean. I think to be honest, it's that United game. Ever since them and then everything seems to have changed.
Yeah.
If you look at the next few games, you had Malmo, City, Tottenham, even Fulham in the first half to an extent. It was different to what we were seeing beforehand. Even when we were beating Huddersfield 5-0, you look at the performances around it. You had the Bournemouth game, the City game, we got battered, the United game, as I said. That seems to have been a turning point. We've now put in more performances, and it seems like the players actually want to play for him.
I think it's a case of, let's be real, when you're losing 6-0 to City, the only way is up. Like, you've got to be honest. We conceded 10 in our last 2, but I think with Chelsea, it's always been a case of, like I've been saying all season, we're in transition, and we expect that we're not going to be as good as we expect ourselves to be, and that's I think been the toughest part for a lot of Chelsea fans, and we're not as good as we expect ourselves to be. We always say that we're Chelsea, we don't want to be in a top 4 battle, we always want to be contending for the league title. This season, we kind of had to accept, and a lot of people don't want to accept it, that this season we need to be in the top 4.
No, and I don't think that's anything to do with Chelsea. I think that's more to do with the teams above us. I think you could argue, or some people I feel could make the point we haven't really improved all that much. But as you said, it's a transitional period. But if you look at the teams above us, you've got Tottenham, who, apart from bottling it a few times recently, they have had a genuinely decent season. They've got a good squad.
Oh, yeah.
And they're a bit above us. I think their manager, for me, is one of the best managers in the world right now.
Yeah.
City are head and shoulders above everyone else.
I don't want to talk about City, man.
Same to an extent with Liverpool. I don't think they're quite there. Yes, they're only 1 point behind, but they're above everyone. So it's only us, Arsenal and United, trying to catch up with the rest. I wouldn't say that's anything to do with us personally. I'd say it's more the teams above us are doing it.
It's kind of on us, but that's more the board.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Apart from that, there was nothing really much else from Sarri. In terms of David Luiz, I haven't read too much into it. I have heard from Lawrence, from others, that apparently it's a very good thing to watch.
Subscribe to Lawrence's channel, by the way.
Very good plug there, which I need to do at some point. But he just talks on being a leader, saying that as a senior player in the team, it's part of his job to motivate everyone, and that everyone knows the philosophy that Sarri's trying to implement, that it's building from the back, trying to control the game, and that's basically it. And it was quite refreshing to hear, because normally we don't really hear comments from players unless it's after a game, unless, like, for example, it's whatever after Bournemouth or it's after the cup final, for example. This is the first time in a while I think we've heard a player come out before a game and make comments about this.
Yeah, but to be honest, the one thing we could say about this, and the one reason why I've been defending Sarri more than when it's been past managers and they've been failing, is because the players do seem to believe in Sarri and they do seem to have that confidence in him. Hazard's come out plenty of times and defended him and he said they think the same in terms of philosophy. David Luiz has come out and defends him a lot, as Piliqueta has.
Yep.
So many Chelsea players come out and said they believe in the system, which is why I'm just thinking it should just be a matter of time and also a case of just clearing the deadwood.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing. I think, as we're going to touch on a little bit later, if we have this summer, which we may or may not do,
yeah,
that needs to be key. That needs to be a complete, almost a small rebuild, if you would. Getting rid of quite a few players, bringing quite a few players in when we need to strengthen.
No, but here's the thing, because this is when I start becoming pessimistic and the old Mr. Negative in me comes out, and I'm thinking, do we have it in us, though?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's something we need to do, whether we have it in us, whether it's anywhere near a possibility, is very questionable.
No, because here's the thing. I've had... last summer I was saying this is the biggest transfer window in the Abramovich era.
Yeah.
Season before that I said that because we were meant to be building on Conte's dynasty. The season before that because we just finished 10th. And we, bar a few good players that we signed, majority just trash.
I know,
let's be honest.
You look at this season, like if you just go through a few, there's some decent ones, but then you've also got like Kovacic was alone and I don't think he's been spectacular.
Nah.
You've got... Actually, this window, like this season as a whole, hasn't been too bad in terms of who we got. It's just not enough people.
No, it's not. It's not even this one window's been bad. It's the build-up of windows.
Yeah,
like I will always say that 17-18 window was tragic. I mean, we're still haunted by it now because Danny Drinkwater's just sitting down and collecting a paycheck. Like, no offense to Danny Drinkwater, because I'll be real, if I was Danny Drinkwater and Chelsea,
he's living the highlight.
Yeah, I'd go straight to him, and if we're paying him to do nothing, fair play. But we're still paying him to do nothing.
Yeah, I mean, like you should look at that window. You got Bakayoko. We might make some money on him actually. Like not like positively, but make some money back is what I mean.
I don't know how he's built his name up because no offense to Bakayoko, but when he was at Chelsea, he was the worst player I saw play. No offense to him, but I'm glad he's improved at AC Milan now. And to be honest, if we can recoup the transfer fee, it'd be even better.
You got Drinkwater, as you said. You got who else did we bring in that season? There was someone else quite big. Batshuayi was a couple of years before. There was someone else big in that window, and I can't remember who it was.
17-18?
Yeah.
No, we had Murata for 58, we had...
Wasn't that the year before? That was 16-17. That was the first... Was it last
17-18.
Oh, Christ.
We had Murata, Bakayoko, Drinkwater, Zappacosta...
Oh, that was it?
Boy, that was...
Jesus, that's 4 dreadful signings.
Yeah, at least we got Kante for 32 million in the one before. That was daylight robbery.
Yeah, as we're talking about transfers, the next point I want to get on is the transfer ban. Now, as most people I assume will know, yesterday it was announced that Chelsea have appealed it. I don't entirely know how the appeal process works. Something I've really looked into. But from what I have heard, and you've heard a bit of it as well, like you told me, I think that the appeal process takes around 8 months.
Yeah, and I'm thinking because I thought when we got the transfer ban, we were just going to appeal and do what Real Madrid and Barcelona and all the other clubs that had transfer bans do. Just literally appeal and get that one window for you to get as much in and as much out as you can. But, just goes back to what we said before, will we do it?
I feel like we'll make some signings. I feel like we'll make some decent signings. Because if you look, as I said, this past window we made some decent signings. Like we got Higuain in, who has been better than Morata, miles better than Morata. I think even just his movement has been.
Yeah, but here's the thing: it was on loan and it was 6 months too late.
It was, but I think with if we're able to extend it, which I think for me at least for a year, it's a no risk option for me. That it's a year loan. It means we can put money elsewhere into, like, for example, a centre-back, full-backs especially, centre-mid, where we can improve positions. Jorginho, as it turns out, has ended up being a decent side. Like, it works with Sarri's system, and the last few games have been really good. Kepa, we needed. Kovacic has been okay, bit unremarkable. There's been a couple of others.
A luxury player, to be honest.
But that's why I think we probably can make some signings. I just wonder whether we'll make enough. Like, for example, I can see in the summer us signing, let's say, a left back and a centre mid, but we're still missing a top quality centre back, a right back probably.
No, you also miss the little things in that, where we'd probably end up doing it before deadline day for an overinflated fee.
Exactly, and it's going to be someone on the level of a Zappacosta.
Oh. Again, I keep saying no offence, but seriously.
Well, we want these players to play well, but they're absolutely dreadful. In terms, I'm just trying to look up, see how long it is, and I'm not saying really anything, but I think if we will get at least a summer with the appeal, at the very least, because they can't enforce the ban until the appeal's over, as far as I'm aware. Because I know that was the case with Atletico, and I don't know about Barca. I think they just got given it straight away because I don't think they appealed it. I could be wrong.
I think all three of them appealed it when they had it.
I know Atletico did.
I know Real Madrid did. I think Barca did as well.
Yeah, I think we've got to go in, and we've either got to go in when the ban happens or at the very end of it. One of the two. Because you look at Atletico, I don't remember them signing all that many players at the start when they had the ban, but look at the window just gone, the summer one. As soon as they had the ban removed, Lamar, Kalinic, I know it's been a bit crap, but still, Costa, Arias. I think they signed a left back as well.
Yeah, but in the
they went in hard in terms of players they got.
No, but in the case of Atletico, Simeone's been there for years, so that's already his team. You give Sarri a ban with this Chelsea team.
Christ. Yeah,
and he's got another year with that.
That's not happening. But yeah, let us know what you think about the transfer ban. Whether you what you think is going to happen with it. Whether you think it's what window you think and whatnot, and who you'd like us to sign. I know it's a long shot with a lot of players. For example, many people I've seen say Cardi, Fekir, João Felix is another one I've seen mentioned. Yeah, I've seen many players. But let us know what you think in the comment section below. Welcome back, guys, to your Match Builder Show. Apologies for that, just had a bit of a technical problem, need to sort that out. On to the next bit of this. I wanted to bring up a point. I spoke to you briefly before camera about this. About the Europa League. Obviously, we're playing Dynamo Kiev. I was going to ask what's our expectation, but obviously I think our expectation is to win it. Yeah, as a Chelsea fan, you want to win it. However, what is your realistic, not goal, how far do you see us going? Is the best way I can put this.
Final.
You think we'll get to the final? Yeah, I think we should. And the only reason I bring this up is because in my mind on the way over here and before camera, I was thinking about the teams still left in it.
Yeah.
Who we could eventually get basically our route to the final. And this was spoken a little bit in one of the videos we did a while ago after the Malmo game, which was who we wanted to get. And I noticed a lot of people answering Arsenal, Napoli, or Inter Milan. Those were the three answers I saw the most. Valencia actually was another one that was said a lot. And I think a lot of the talk at the time was, or at least from some of us, was, do we want to be getting that type of opponent now? And for me, no. I honestly feel like And I've got a table which I will go through in a moment of the top 10 teams left in. And I will say this is just my opinion. This is based on a few things. This is, as I said, my opinion. A little bit of where they are in their respective leagues, how they're doing in terms of form, stuff like that. Obviously, feel free to disagree. As I said when I read it out, but as far as I can see, there's about 5 teams better than us.
5 teams.
Arguably 6. I've put us and Arsenal on a similar level at the minute because I know we lost to them, but we're on a similar sort of level at the minute.
I hate that on bias alone.
But
I know, I kind of get you.
Yeah. So, but apart from that, I think there's about 5 teams personally. So the list I made was I go from 10th to 1st. 10th I put Salzburg, just because last season I believe they got to the final, the semis. They won a really good run. They knocked out Leipzig. I don't know quite how they're doing this season, but I know based on previous last year. But Villarreal 9th because they're doing terrible in the league, but they've still got like good quality team to be able to get far in it.
And they got Cazorla.
Got Cazorla. They've got a few others. They've got their strikers quite good. Moreno and got someone else and I've forgotten who. 8th I put Frankfurt because again they're having one of those seasons where you didn't really expect them to do much, but they're actually having quite a good season. Then next, and this is where I think people are probably getting a bit annoyed, I put us and Arsenal. We're not having the best of seasons, and both teams are a bit inconsistent. Obviously, we've been on a decent run so far, but we have that inconsistency about us. As much as you hate to say that, we have that inconsistency about us.
I don't know, 6th though.
This is my point though. As we go up, you might see why. You can see why. But 5th, I put Inter because they're doing okay in the league, but recently their form's been a bit iffy. 4th, I put Benfica because I think they're doing really well in their league, but no offence, it's the Portuguese league. I don't really know how that's going to translate in Europe against teams from better leagues.
Yeah.
And better leagues because it's quite subjective in a way. But then 3rd, I put Valencia because they're having a very good season. A lot better than they were having earlier in the season. And again, they're one of those teams that like they did bits against United in the Champions League, for example. 2nd, I put Napoli, and 1st, I put Sevilla because Sevilla are currently 5th in La Liga, having a very good season. I mean, they dropped off a bit because I think they were in the top 3 earlier in the season. Got a very good squad, a very, very good squad. And yeah, I can see them certainly getting to the final, possibly winning it. So what's your opinions on that, first of all?
You're going to get ripped.
I know I'm going to get ripped. I fully understand I'm going to get a lot of hate. But for me, the 5 teams I put above us, I can't see us being better than any one of those. At the minute, based on form or based on just other stuff, you can maybe put Benfica a bit lower and put us instead of them. But apart from that, like Inter, you look at the players they've got. Yes, they're a bit of bad form, but they've got those top quality players. Your Icardis, your Perisic's, your Nainggolan's. I know he's had a bit of a poor season, but your Nainggolan's. Even if you look further back, Handanovic, Miranda, Skriniar, like that. And then the other 3 teams for me are just, I don't see us being on their level personally.
Yeah, here's the thing, and this is why I've always been comfortable with the Europa League. You put Chelsea against any of those teams, I'll back them.
Oh, I'll back them.
I'll back them to get a result. And I'll be honest with you, I'm looking at this list right now. Teams that genuinely worry me. Inter. Arsenal beaten us this season, so I have to put them in.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Napoli, because they understand Sarri and they'll understand his system. And that might work in our favour as well, because Sarri understands the Napoli players. But that's about 3 teams that I'm really worried about. Maybe Sevilla, but we should be able to beat any of these teams. If we lose, if we don't make it to the final of the Europa League, questions are going to be asked.
I think that's definitely the case. I think, obviously I want us to do well. I want us to get to the final, I want us to win it. And I think that on a single game, I back us to win. My only issue is, and my only worry is, with our inconsistency, I can fully see us doing what Real Madrid last night.
Here's the thing. Okay, so that's the top 10, and there's 5 teams that you think are better than us. So do you think we're not making it past the quarters?
No, because another thing I will say is you look at a few of these teams, like for example, Frankfurt playing Benfica. One of those are gone straight away, and Frankfurt could get a result there. I want to say Villarreal and Salzburg are playing. Well, no, I think Salzburg are playing Napoli. I'll have a little check, but again, that could be Salzburg could quite easily get a result. So then that's another big team out.
Yeah.
So I think that depending on PSG and Man United have 1-1, by the way. Just put that out there. This is the thing. I think that if you look, Napoli, Salzburg, Zenit could get a result against Villarreal. I think that I was wrong. Frankfurt playing Inter Milan, but that's a game where either team could get a result.
Yeah.
I think that it all depends on the draw. It all depends on how the draw goes in our favour. So, for example, say we get easy games until the final, then that's perfect. And as I said, on a one-game basis, I'd back our team. But I can see us having a Real Madrid moment last night, where, for example, say we're playing Benfica, at home, beat them 3-0, we're comfortable. In the reverse leg, we crumble and lose like 4-0. Because of our inconsistencies, I can fully see that happening. And that's the biggest worry I have. It's that against those top teams, we can have a moment where we just have a City moment, basically, or a Bournemouth moment, and we crumble.
I'll be honest with you, if we don't make it to the final, then do we really deserve Champions League? Now, I'm not going to stand there and be negative, because my point still stands. I think Chelsea will make the final, and I think Chelsea will win the Europa League, because I personally backed them against the rest of the top 10. I know it's where me and you are disagreeing on, but I do see where you're coming from. There are threats, and there are.
But that's the thing. As I said, I back us to get to the final, but I don't think that it's going to be quite this majestic, almost for want of a better word, run that people. We're going to batter this team. We're going to knock this team out, knock that team out. We're going to knock out Arsenal. I don't see it quite being that simple, and I think it requires a bit more thought to it than just we're going to knock this team out.
No. I don't think it's because of that. I think most people are going to know that it's going to be harder the further we get into this competition. But let's be real, the teams we play right now have been shit.
They have been.
Malmo,
Kiev.
I need to put emphasis on this. The reason why I take the piss out of Arsenal so much is because you lost to Bate. We played Bate home and away, and I promise you they are one of the worst teams I've ever seen play. And you lost to them. That's why I take the piss. This is why a lot of fans have been so relaxed about it, and myself included, because the teams we played, we've literally gifted them opportunities, and they can't do a thing with it. But it's going to get harder the further we go into it.
Was it home or away? Yeah, away. The away game. We were gifting them a few things, and they were dreadful. As I said, I do back us to a certain extent. I think that we have to get to the final. The final has to be a minimum. We're looking to win it. Otherwise, number one, we haven't got hope of signing anyone half decent, because why are they going to want to come to Chelsea when they're playing in the Europa League?
Yeah.
Like, you've got all your other teams, like United.
Actually, no. To be fair, like, we're now in that period where all the young players who are coming through have been watching Chelsea growing up. Here's the thing, we just don't pursue it. Because Arsenal in the Europa League signed Aubameyang and they signed Lacazette.
That's a very good point.
when we drop into Europa League, we spend fucking
40 million on the back of your 35 million whatever was on drink water.
That's coming off winning the league, not even in the Europa League. This is the problem. We don't push. We just don't push for these players. We helped Arsenal get Aubameyang. In recent times, that's the transfer that pissed me off the most. Could have just cut out the middleman, but we let them help us loan Batshuayi to Dortmund just so we could get Giroud. No offence to Giroud, but Aubameyang.
It's a straight swap. That's all you do. You go straight swap. You can have Batshuayi, we'll have Aubameyang.
We're going to have to throw about 50 million on top of that still.
Would we?
For Batshuayi would have probably gone for about 30.
I reckon we could have got for like 20, 30 million. For an extra.
Aubameyang?
Yeah.
How long was on his contract?
I'm not entirely sure, but I know he wanted to leave. So.
That's why he's Arsenal's most expensive signing. That's the thing.
Is he? I
think so. Like I don't know. I
think Lacazette's more expensive. I know Lacazette was 50 million. I want to say it wasn't. I don't actually think it was that much. I don't think it was any more than 40 million.
I don't know.
This is the thing. It could have been such an easy deal. We didn't need Giroud at all. But
this is why I worry about if we actually get the appeal. Will we do anything with it?
No. No. God. It is worrying. Deeply worrying. But yeah, as I said, let us know your thoughts on that. I fully understand, as I said, I'm probably going to get hate in the comments for it. As I said, it's just my opinion. It's just how I.
Guys, before you comment anything, this is a human being as well. I just want you to remember that.
Thank you, Lewis. Yeah, it's just my opinion. It's just how I see the teams. It's not who I'm not saying that these teams will beat us. I'm just saying that in terms of where we're at now, in the context of the season, I think that they are better than us. I don't necessarily think for example, I'll go back to I made a point a couple of times. Real Madrid, you say, are better than Ajax. Ajax battered them last night, so it's not necessary to say that because these teams are better than us, we'll lose.
Yeah, but also in the case, it is the worst Real Madrid side in years.
It is, but it's also a Real Madrid side with Bale in.
Oh yeah, they've got
60 minutes.
They've got so many superstars, but I think it's further than that with them.
It is, but
it's also their goalkeeper too. No names.
That's fucking brilliant. But yeah, as I said, let us know what you think in the comment section below. Let us know where you think we're going to get to. Obviously, I want to say the final, but let us know. For example, say we get through past Kiev, who you'd like to see in the next round. And yeah, we'll move on to the final bit of this match build-up show. Unfortunately, it's going to be a bit of a short one, but that's because it's Kiev, and what is there to talk about? It's the Europa League. There's nothing to talk about.
Ones to watch.
I can't even say
scenes if this goes out and we lose tomorrow.
Oh no.
Oh boy. We'll end up winning though, I believe. Not the Chelsea.
3-0. Yeah, we'll get into our lineup predictions for the game later tonight. So now it's time for our lineup predictions, and as we mentioned earlier, Sarri said there are no injury concerns. So what are you thinking in terms of lineup? Obviously, as you said, we want to see some rotation.
First thing, Caballero is probably going to start again.
I think that's true. I think Tottenham was really good. I think he looked solid at goal.
Now, here's the thing. I'm not going to say anything about Caballero's performance in a bad way, but Spurs didn't even have a shot on target, let's be honest.
Closest they got was Winks.
But he did have a good game, and I'd be perfectly comfortable with him starting, so Willy Caballero goes in for me.
Yeah. I'm going to start with left back, because right back may take a while in terms of discussion, but left back, I think, who started against Fulham? It was Emerson. Is he going to play again?
Nah, put Alonso in. Put Alonso in, and then we can play Emerson against Wolves.
Yeah.
No, because here's the thing. Look at the way Wolves play. They love to hit you on the break and hit you with pegs. If they go down that left-hand side and Alonso's playing, boy.
It's not even that, it's one player for me. And I know he was playing out of position he started out of position against whoever they were playing last, Everton or Cardiff. Whoever they were playing, I think they were playing Cardiff last. Traore. That's giving me nightmares, watching Traore run circles around Alonso. So yeah, I think Alonso's got to play.
Yeah, let's play Alonso on Thursday, it's a much safer option.
It is. Centre-backs. I can see it being the same as it was against... actually, I can see it being Luiz and Christensen. Give Rudiger a break.
Here's the thing. I don't mind whichever one out Luiz or Rudiger starts.
No.
But Christensen needs to start.
Yeah.
Because we know Gary Cahill isn't going to start.
Ampadu got a better chance of starting against him. Ampadu wouldn't be a bad shout, to be fair.
Hey, if we wrap up the first leg, throw him out the second leg.
Yeah, I think that... For me, I'd obviously, David Luiz rest against Fulham. I'd rest Rudiger against Kiev, saying both of them can start against Wolves, fully fresh or fresh for the most part. And yeah, it just allows a bit of rotation. I think Rudiger's played most, if not every game for us so far, has he?
Every game?
I know that he hasn't probably played every game, but I'm pretty sure he's played most games. So I'd definitely give him a rest for now. So what are we saying? Excuse me. What are we saying? David Luiz and Christensen?
Yeah, I'll go David Luiz and Christensen.
And then right back. What are the chances he plays Zappacosta?
I don't know, Now, did Zappacosta play the first leg against Malmo?
No, he didn't play at all.
Okay, I think that's for Equator then.
Okay. My next point after that, because I thought that would be my answer. How long will it be before Azpilicueta gets injured? Because of the rate we're going, he's probably going to get an injury soon. No,
because here's the thing. Azpilicueta always plays a lot of minutes for us. When we won the league in Conte's first season, he played every minute.
But he was playing at centre-back, and there was less movement as well.
Pull my chair back in.
That's cool. Yeah, I think that there was less movement required in that season under Conte. Obviously, it was a defensive system. He was playing in 3-back. Particularly with the game against Tottenham where he pulled up a cramp, I don't believe he had any problems in Fulham. I worry that he could end up getting injured this season.
I think for right back, it's the case of the same thing with Ampadu. Killed the game off in the first leg, I froze Costa out in the second leg. But I think we do want that mixture of first team players because we need this tie thrown out quickly, let's be honest.
Do you know what I'd be tempted to do? It's probably a waste of a substitution, but I'd be half tempted to play Azpi for the first 45 and bring Costa for the next 45.
I don't even think that's a waste of a substitution. I'd do it. Rest him. If you want to give him rest, 45 minutes, then put Costa on. It's a good idea.
That's our back 5. Go for it. Caballero, Alonso was saying, David Luiz Christensen and Azpilicueta probably, which is deeply depressing. Midfield 3, Jorginho and Kante I think are definitely going to start, aren't they? As you said, first leg, get it out of the way.
I
or
don't
is he
know.
going to start Kovacic?
With Jorginho, there's still the case of him handling intensity, so I think it'd be good to give him a break, put Kovacic in.
I can see that. I can see, especially with him getting, I think he got 60, 70 minutes against Malmo in that position. I can see him starting there again.
Yeah. Kovacic ain't bad in that position. Obviously, Jorginho is a lot more suited. But for backup, Kovacic isn't that bad in that position.
I think the only thing we lack is shape. Like, with his movement, it ends up...
Shape and creativity.
Yeah. Kante for me, definitely starting.
Yeah, Kante has to start.
I can see it being in a similar situation. Malmo plays all the first leg. Second leg he probably doesn't play, or he plays only some of it.
Yeah, I agree. Kante needs to start. We still need that mix of first team players. So put Kante in because, again, I want him... I'll go into it later when we go into tags, but I do want starting players starting.
Yeah. Other centre midfielder. You know what's going on with some of that? Loftus-Cheek?
Yeah. Loftus-Cheek needs to start. Here's the thing. I know Sarri's looking to push Loftus-Cheek in slowly from his back injury, but...
surely that's past by now,
that's the thing. We haven't heard a lot from it, and I'm thinking, just in a case of because we haven't heard any update on it, he should be better by now. I mean, if he isn't, obviously... Don't play him.
No, but
if he is, he should be playing.
When was the cup game? That was a week Sunday, wasn't it?
FA Cup final.
The
Carabao Cup final. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not in the FA Cup, unfortunately. So that was what? That was a week ago Sunday. So that's nearly 2 weeks where he's been slowly eased in. It's about a week and a half. He was eased in against City. Didn't play against Tottenham, did he? Or did he come in?
Yeah, I think he came on as a sub.
Last few minutes. I think that was the same case with Fulham.
Yeah.
He's been eased in slowly. That's a week and a half. Surely you'd think
I think the Europa League, it's the perfect time to ease him into a starting position. Because, let's be real, out of him, Barkley and Kovacic, I think he's the best one out that position.
Yeah, I'd say Barkley for me is... I think it's as you said, he's a low-risk transfer. He's a decent squad player, but he's not a starter.
Exactly. No hate to Barkley. It was a very smart transfer to make for the price it was. But it's a failure. Let's try and get profit off him and move on.
Yeah. And I think actually Kovacic...
He's a Real Madrid player.
Exactly. Number 2, for me, he's more where Jorginho is. I feel like him playing on that left side doesn't really work as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's got to be Loftus-Cheek. We've either got to make it so he is going to be our starting centre mid, or he is an adequate backup for if we get someone in the summer.
Yeah.
Either or. And at the minute, I wouldn't say he's getting enough minutes to be either.
Honestly, the sooner we get him starting regularly, I can't wait for it. Because he's the only one that actually tries to take shots. Ross Barkley tries, but no offence, half of them are going into shed upper, and Kovacic is the complete opposite. Yeah. He will not shoot. I
don't think it's just that. I think with Barkley, he'll take shots, but his tactical awareness on the pitch and positional awareness is dreadful. He doesn't look like he's got a footballing brain at all. And for me, Ruben looks like he's got that. Ruben looks like he understands the game quite well.
I think the difference is just confidence. Ross Barkley doesn't look confident in the system. Most of his passes are played safely or they're lost. He hasn't really got much of an impact in terms of goals and assists. Ruben Loftus-Cheek is willing to take the game for himself. I remember when we lost 4-0 against Bournemouth and he was the only guy who was actually making runs in behind and he was the centre mid. Loftus-Cheek is always willing to be that guy who's going to try and win the game for us, and that's the difference between him and the other two.
Yeah, so I think Loftus-Cheek's got to be starting. I'm just going to say Giroud's definitely going to start up front.
Yeah.
I think he's got to. Wingers. Is Hazard going to start, do you think?
I'd want him to start. Like, I was going to build on to saying I want him to start, but just thinking about it, he was tired against Spurs.
Tired against
Fulham, he wasn't bad, but you could see he was still a bit tired. I think...
Having full strength for Wolves.
Yeah. In fact, don't play Hazard. I want us to kill the game off early, but I'd personally be putting Willian on the left and Hudson-Odoi on the right.
That's actually a very good shout. I'd agree with that. Only thing is, I think Pedro will play instead of Hudson-Odoi. As bad as it is.
No, Willian started against Fulham.
Yeah, and then Pedro came on, didn't he?
But here's the thing.
Was it William?
No, Pedro came on. Pedro did come on.
Was it Pedro that came on?
Now, here's the thing, because I'm really sure... No, it was in the top of my head. With Willian, he's been played at left wing, but I don't really think I've seen Pedro being played at left wing this season.
No. I think it just works with there because they can both cut in on their stronger foot if they play where they play. So if both of them play, and Willian on the left and Pedro on the right, like we saw against Tottenham, where he's able to cut in and he's very good with both feet.
I know, but in a case of predicting, we just haven't seen Pedro on the left side enough. I don't think he's going to be played there. So I'm thinking it's just going to be Willian and Hudson-Odoi.
Oh no, I think if Willian plays, he'll play on the left.
Yeah.
If Hazard doesn't play, Willian will play on the left. That's why I'm saying I think Willian and Pedro will both start.
Oh, you think Hudson-Odoi... Oh yeah, because with Sarri's quotes today, like he said, Sarri's quotes were hinting that Hudson-Odoi may not start.
If he doesn't start, like this is getting silly. I was tempted to include this sort of as a major point in this, but we talked about it so much that there's kind of no point. It's just getting silly at this point.
Here's the thing. I'm sorry, but there's no real way to defend it. Like I was saying after we beat Malmo in the second leg, Hudson-Odoi's shown that he's our best right winger. He's got more consistency than Pedro, and he's got more of an impact than Willian. Now, I'm not saying you need to start every game because I understand the stamina from development level to first team is a big jump and that needs to improve.
That's fair.
But he needs to be getting minutes. Yeah. And if he doesn't get minutes in Europa League football, you're not helping yourself.
I think that's the thing. Even loftus-cheek last year in his Palace, he wasn't playing every game. He was playing quite a lot of them, but he wasn't playing every game.
Yeah.
But I think that's the main thing. I think we're now getting to a stage of the season where, unless he's going to play him at the end of this season for like the last few games when we've got nothing to play for in the league, but if it gets to a point where this last few games of the season we've got something to play for, and we're getting the Europa League towards the finals, where we're against, as I've said, possibly better teams, if he's not playing these games, he's never playing those games.
Yeah, these are the sorts of games you play in because, let's be real, the opportunities against easier teams don't really come often. We've had a lot of it, mainly because we're in the Europa League. Like, let's be honest. But we still haven't really utilised it in terms of giving youth players a chance.
No.
Like, because there's been plenty of other games where Hudson-Odoi should have been playing, or maybe Loftus-Cheek should have been playing. And now we're coming down towards that end of the season. Like we said earlier, the teams that we could be facing in the Europa League are only going to get tougher the further we progress. Yeah. The further we get into this top four race, especially with the teams that we have in April, games are only going to get tougher. We're only in 2 competitions now.
Yeah.
We need to be giving them game time now.
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head. I think if you look as well, like towards the end of the season, we've got United and Liverpool next month. Towards the end of the season, we've got, I know last game of the season, Leicester away. I don't know who else we've got towards the end of the season.
April is West Ham, Burnley, Liverpool and United. March is also, end of March is still away days at Cardiff and Everton.
Yeah, so I think there's not any of those games where Burnley, yes. Cardiff, maybe. Probably, yes.
Cardiff we should beat.
Well, I'm West Ham play. I'm just thinking against. So Cardiff, yes. Burnley, yes. West Ham, maybe. Apart from that, Leicester, I don't see him playing.
I'll level with you, but Cardiff, I don't really see him starting against any other team.
I don't see him starting. I honestly don't see him starting.
Even Cardiff is a stretch.
I don't see him starting at all. That's the worrying thing. But I'm thinking in terms of he should start against, at the very least, Cardiff, Burnley, West Ham probably. Leicester he won't. There's no point talking about it. Again, Liverpool, United he won't. Everton he won't. So it's getting worrying at this point.
Here's the
And
thing,
he's got 12 months
I
left.
just want to know where Sarri's end game is with Hudson-Odoi.
So,
Because, let's be real, if Hudson-Odoi leaves in the summer, we're dickheads. Like, well, we're actually just dickheads. Because we see the same bullshit happen every year, and what do we do other than continue the same bullshit every year after that?
Yeah.
So, like I was saying, we need to buck the trends for once, and we need to actually go against what we want to do, which is not sack Sarri, but also in the case of Sarri, you need to play the youth players.
Yeah.
Because, let's be real, we have the best youth system, and Jody Morris has come out and said it, and John Terry's come out and said it. We just don't use them.
No. I think that's the main thing. But that's pretty much it in terms of lineup. We'll just go for it one more time. It's Caballero in goal, Alonso at left back, Davo and Christian at centre backs, and Azpilicueta at right back. Jorginho, Kante, and Loftus-Cheek.
Kovacic.
Sorry, Kovacic, Kante, and Loftus-Cheek in the middle, and Giroud, Willian, and I'll be positive. I'll say Hudson-Odoi.
Yeah, I'm hoping to.
There. But that's our lineup prediction. I think for us to end on is a score prediction.
Let's go 3-0. Should really just be walking over.
I agree with that as well. I think 3-0 it allows us to be comfortable in the second leg.
Yeah.
So I would say 3-0 as well. But that's it for your match build-up show. Sorry, it's a bit of a short one this week. Unfortunately, as I said, it's Kiev, not much to talk about. Follow all the social media links down in the description below. Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, etc. Subscribe to 100% Chelsea if you haven't already. And click the notify bell next to it so you know when new videos are coming out. Where can they find you, mate?
Check out my channel, Carefree Lewis G. I just hit 1.3k. And we get to 2k.
Do that. You should definitely do that. And you can follow me at ScottyPage132. I finally changed my Twitter. And that's about it. We will see you tonight, technically when you're watching this, for Chelsea versus Kiev. That's it.